That's Based with Caleb Salvatore is a comedic informative production, meaning it covers serious topics in a humorous manner. Some of the opinions expressed are satirical hyperbole, some are not. Some of the content may not be suitable for all listeners. If you're easily offended, tune out now. We don't want pussy bleeding little bitches consuming our content. I have dementia and pooped my pants while visiting the Pope.
Welcome to That's Based. It's the Monday morning unsolicited advice segment. I am your host, as always, Caleb Salvatore, reporting from somewhere underground. We're laughing our way through the end of days, and we're brought to you by our friends over at Outlaw Streamers and our friends, the official sponsor of the show, over at... Sorry, pollen counts are high. Over at Beach House Bar and Grill in Omaha, Nebraska, just north of 103rd and 4th Street. Head on over to beachhouse-omaha.com. They got all their shows over there, including the karaoke on Mondays, poker on Tuesdays, trivia Wednesdays, Thursdays, music bingo, followed by open mic at 9:30. They got all kinds of shows on there, man. They got the 26th, Friday. They got a Hazy Teas Burlesque. If that's your thing, go on down. They got Ed Archibald in the USB at 9 p.m. Saturday the 27th. And then Bobcat and Graham Good, two awesome traveling musicians there on Sunday the 28th. The Sunday shows are always lit. And then, of course, my show, May 4th, Comedy and Chaos presents Verbal Assault Roast Battles. We only do those a couple times a year. It's always a great time. Always sells out. Go check it out. Great food, cheap drinks, even better people. Beachhouse-omaha.com, just north of 103rd and 4th Street in Omaha, Nebraska. Support the brands that support this show. That's all I can ask you. Okay. Welcome to the Monday morning unsolicited advice segment. The way this works is Mia will scour the internet for a couple of minutes, find some stories. I react to them blindly. This isn't a political segment of this show, but sometimes we do touch on those things and my opinions come out. So if that pisses you off, then get the fuck off my show. All right, Mia, do you have anything to say about these shows or about these stories before we get started?
No, but I actually do read Reddit for about 20 minutes every night to find these stories.
Oh,
so
sorry.
I don't just randomly...
It's a joke I make.
I know, but I want you to know that I do work hard for these stories.
Isn't this a wholesome moment? The show
I do work hard for these stories.
She does work. No, she works harder than anyone else. She has a million things to do over there off camera. And no, I'm not even joking. She does. She has like 100 things to do, and I just show up here and scream. So it works out that way. And I have to remember to do the ads. But yes, it's a bit that I do. I say it's a joke. It's a running joke that she scours the internet for a couple of minutes. But
also, one of the stories was a quick one that I sent over last minute because I had been saving it. And it was something that we had just discussed.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, I'm going to send this one over too because we were just talking about it, and it was kind of like...
we talking about it?
You'll see.
I see the headline.
You'll see.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, this time we usually have 3 stories. This week we have 4. So it's a special week. It's a special segment. We'll just dive right into it. This is by Doobie Tiger. This is already a winner. I can tell by the name. Today I fucked up by letting my boyfriend's horrific personal hygiene run our relationship. Is that supposed to say ruin, or does that run? Okay. Ruin. I have been with my boyfriend, 22 male, for over 2 years now. I first noticed he didn't have good hygiene before we got together. I noticed he smelled sometimes. He is the loveliest guy and has the sweetest heart, so I could see past the bad sweat. Side note, if someone stinks as an adult and it's not because of an obvious medical condition, that's a lazy person that really isn't all that mature. That's someone that you should avoid. After a few months of being... It's not hard to take showers. It's really not. After a few months of being together, I noticed it was much more. For example, his oral hygiene is awful. He barely brushes his teeth, only when I remind him. He says he does, but the plaque and state of his teeth says otherwise, starting to decay at the bottom on a few of them. Oh, boy. Well, sounds like the infection's going to take care of him soon enough anyway, so this won't be a problem. Also, this affects me the most, but he doesn't wipe his butt or properly or at all after going to the loo. These are British people, so hygiene is shit, as we know over there. I tried to forget about it. How do you know? How do you forget? That's not something you forget about. That's some serious shit. And put it to an accident. He used to dirty my sheets when he slept over at my house. But then no, you don't accidentally forget to wipe your ass. I can say confidently in the 28 and a half years I've been alive. Never have I, since I've known how to wipe my own ass. So I don't subtract however many years it took. 7. No, I'm kidding. I have never once forgotten to wipe my ass. That's never happened. If you're forgetting to wipe you have like a brain tumor or something. You need to go get seen immediately. Then it started to get worse, where I'd have to wash my sheets every week, which was expensive for me as a student. I talked to him about this crying and said how it affects me and how he needs... How have you not left this guy? How sad are you? This guy doesn't wipe his ass and leaves his shit marks all over your sheets, and you don't have enough self-respect to go, you know what? I'm done. Are you kidding me? I talked to him about this cry. We're over 2 years now, and he still does it. So these red flags, it's not like this is one of those situations where the guy hid the red flags and he was a master of deceit. They were there from the get-go. She ignored them, and now she's too deep.
They were on her bed.
The brown flags were quite literally on her bed. 'Cause I'm in too deep and I'm trying to keep all the blood in my head. My boyfriend keeps shitting himself. I have had this conversation with him so many times, I can't count. He says he will change it and that he is trying. To be honest, I have seen some improvement from what it used to be, but it's still happening. No, there's no some improvement when it comes to not wiping your ass. You either do it or you don't. Anytime you don't do it, it's a failure. Start over from zero. We're going back to the drawing board. FYI, he's a large guy. You could have told me that. So I can understand it may be difficult to reach around. Nope, not an excuse. I know lots of fat people. Lots of fat people. And while they have their limitations, wiping their ass should not be one of them. Granted, I've never looked at any other assholes, so maybe they do have a problem, but none of them smell like actual shit. But I will say, there is a high, and you can probably attest, you can probably agree to this, there are more fat people that stink than normal-sized people.
Yeah,
and
because
I
they've
think
got
it's because they
folds.
can't wash. Well, I think it's a couple things. Yeah, they have the folds. They can't get to all the spots. It's laziness, just general laziness. And then I think also daily tasks like walking upstairs, going to your cubicle at work, whatever, just exert so much more energy from them. It's easier to make them sweat. Mm-hmm. And so they're constantly just hot. So I think there's a couple.
A fat dog who stunk.
Who did?
Poppy.
Poppy did. She wasn't fat.
She had little folds everywhere.
She was not fat.
Yeah.
She had a beer gut. He's been trying to lose weight for the past 8 months, but I'm not seeing any change. Well, if he would just get the shit out of his asshole, that would drop like 3 or 4 pounds right there. I'm assuming because his diet.
Can you just imagine the buildup?
Oh God! He's not washing it either. We're making our audience like people are sitting there eating breakfast, listening to this, just vomiting. Good. I hope I ruined your breakfast today.
Yeah, he's also the kind of guy that thinks washing your butt is gay.
Yeah. Insane. Washing your butt is gay. Fellas, is it gay to not smell like shit? If it's gay to not smell like shit, I guess I'm the biggest faggot in the world. I don't know what to tell you. I hate smelling bad. I feel gross when I have just like sweat on me. Like I need to go shower. I hate stinking. So she says, I'm assuming because his diet hasn't changed. Well, go look in your bed sheets and tell me if his diet's changed. He'll be able to see real clearly what he's eating there. I've been trying to support him through this too. I'd really appreciate some help with how to get some change. Maybe I'm not saying the right thing. It's like he doesn't care about it enough to stop. It's as though he's comfortable being gross. I don't understand. Sweetheart, you nailed it. He's comfortable being gross. He doesn't care enough about himself or you to stop. This is all he's known as being an obese, disgusting slob throughout the entirety of his life. It is how he was born. It is how he lives. It is how he will die. And if you choose to stay with this man, he's going to pass these habits onto you because you are in a way accepting them. So you're going to roll with it too, and you're going to become just like him, and you're probably going to raise fat fuck little kids that are going to grow up to be just like their piece of shit parents too. Do humanity. Not fuck you, fuck him. Do humanity a favor and get the hell away from this guy. So you don't raise any more people like you. Did I miss anything?
I just want to know what their sex life is like.
I don't. I'm good. I'm sure you can pull up Pornhub right now and go on the BBW section, and the whole show, everyone in the audience can get a good look at it if you really want to do that right now.
Well, if he's got poop in his butt and he doesn't brush his teeth,
Yeah.
why would you
think
want
she gives him rim jobs? This is a disgusting episode.
Also, she can't have that much respect for herself either if she's gonna be with someone like that.
If you're willing to put up with poopy sheets, then no, you don't have a lot of respect for yourself. No.
With shit sheets?
Yeah, with shit sheets. Shitty sheets. That's the title of the episode. Can I have a drink
Shitty
of that? I'm so parched right now. I'm drinking. Record this. I'm drinking soda.
Yeah, you never really drink soda.
No. I'm just side note, I got super dehydrated Saturday during the day because I'm on creatine, which it's a workout supplement that sucks the water out of your blood and sends it to the muscles. And we're downtown, and of course, so you have to double your water intake when you're on this stuff. And I'm usually good about it, but Saturday in particular, I was not. So, I mean, I had 6 cups of coffee, and caffeine just sucks the hydration out of you. Next to no water. We're downtown, and I about passed out. And of course, I didn't tell Mia, hey, I'm about to faint in public right now. My way of telling her that was, hey, let's go down the street and get a water bottle. That was my way of saying that. So.
And I'm just looking at the
idea.
Barbie dolls.
I didn't want to know because I knew you would panic, and if you panicked, that would just make me worse. And I made an executive decision to keep the ball rolling and just try to get you the hell out of that vintage store that we go into for hours and never buy anything. Not the vintage store or the craft store that discriminated against her based on her race. That's a different one. Okay, next up here, allegedly. So next up here, we have, am I the a-hole? This is from Commercial Ebb 9099. Am I the a-hole for telling my pregnant 19-year-old daughter she needs to move out ASAP? ASAP Rocky. My daughter Rose, 19, was always a smart girl. Obviously not, because she got knocked up at 19. Was always a smart girl. She did well in school and got a full ride to a great school that is locally. She's been living with me and going to school and is doing great in school. She got this new boyfriend a few months ago who I don't like. I can smell the bullshit. Oh, it's the last girl. They can smell the shit. He constantly lets her down, but covers it up with a big smile and grand promises. And he changes the sheets too. This is a different guy. He has the, he's a decent enough guy to change the sheets after he shits on them. Do you think that was Todd in the last one?
Maybe it was.
He shits the couch because Todd just posted that he shit himself. Okay, so despite my warnings, they're still dating, and now she's pregnant. I offered to pay for the abortion and take a few days off work to take her and help her recover. She said no. She's going to marry him, and they'll be one big happy family. He wants to move into my house, and she'll drop out of school while he works to support them. He's a bartender who doesn't go to college. I laughed at this idea, which made her mad. She told me that since she can't move in, I'll need to step up and help with the baby more. She has always been a very sensible child. I don't know where this all came from. Okay, so I'm going to catch some flack from some of you on this. But everywhere else in the world, every culture in the world that's not the West, this is normal. She's not asking the mom to drop everything and be the sole caretaker of the baby, but it is very, very normal in every culture that's not the United States, Canada, or Europe, where if someone gets pregnant young, you have multiple generations of people living in this house. And it's a very family-oriented, and you can say whatever the hell you want, and I agree those countries have plenty of problems, and those cultures are far from perfect, but they don't have people walking around chopping their 6-year-olds' dicks off. That's not a thing going on there. They have much lower divorce rates than we do over here. All I'm saying is they're doing something right. So don't poo-poo these people altogether. I flat out told her if she thinks she's grown enough to have and raise a child and get married, then she needs to move out soon and manage being an adult with the child's father. Yeah, this is part of the problem. If this was a, hey, you need to raise this baby and I want no responsibility, then I'd have a different vibe here. But that's not what this is. You're basically just saying, hey, abort this kid that you want to keep because it's going to inconvenience you. No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I think the daughter's in the right here. I raised the one child I wanted. Wow. I do not want any more children living in my home. I told her I'd pay for diapers here and there and I'd still visit her, but this baby is 0% my responsibility. Also not true. If she chooses adoption, which I'm pretty sure she wouldn't, I'd be willing to help her navigate that. She won't talk to me. My husband, her stepdad, is staying out of this, but thinks I could help more. That's just the classic stepdad. Major catastrophic family event going on. He's got his feet up reading the paper. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it, but here's where you're wrong. I told him he's welcome to go over and babysit for her, and that shut him up. LOL. Am I the a-hole? Edit, I had my daughter when I was 19. I was married to her father who was in the military. Typical. I still graduated college on time at the age of 22, and everything worked out well for us until he died in the service. Okay. The fact that it worked out okay for me is clouding my daughter's judgment, I think. Her trashy boyfriend can't even offer her or her child health insurance. It's a completely different scenario. As many are suggesting, I still let her live with me and keep the baby. That is not happening. I do not want a baby in my home, period, and I'm not babysitting either. I'll do normal grandparent stuff, like show up to birthday parties and buy gifts here and there, but that's it. Yeah, no, this bitch is selfish. That's what this boils down to. It's like I said, if the daughter was full on, Mom, this is your, we had one not too long ago that was like that, where the daughter was like, Mom, this is your responsibility. I want nothing to do with it. You basically have to raise my kid. Then it's a different conversation we're having. She's just saying, hey, is it cool if, they're 19. I'm not going to call a 19-year-old kid, or I guess it's going to take a lot to call a 19-year-old kid a scumbag. Is it okay if me and the baby's dad get set on our feet? I live here. He works a job, works his way up in a career so he can take care of me. I take care of the kid at a young age so I don't have to pay $800 a week for daycare. And maybe you could just help out a little bit around the house with the baby. That's not a big ask. That's not a big ask, and it is a sign of societal decay that this woman is just ready to throw her daughter out to the street because she had a baby and is demanding she abort it. We talk about the downfall of this country. This is a big sign of it. What do you have to say about this?
I think both of them kind of suck.
You shouldn't go around getting knocked up at 19, but it is what it is.
No, yeah, and I also do get the vibe that she is still kind of the mom has the right to say, I don't want to take care of this baby.
But I have the right to call her a selfish cunt for doing it.
Yeah, no, but she does have the right to, it's not her baby. She does have the right to say, I don't want to take care of this baby.
No.
And
yeah,
the daughter, she does have the right to say, no, I don't want you, here. Yeah. So, and I don't know. But the daughter is also, yeah. But she should, I don't know. I personally think that, I obviously I'm nowhere near being a grandparent, but
that would be a problem.
No, I just I couldn't even imagine not wanting to
anything to do with it.
Yeah, not wanting anything to do with it. Yeah, and just automatically going to adoption or abortion when the daughter wasn't for it. If the daughter was for it, that's a different story. Right. Help her with it. That's a completely different story. But it seems like the daughter wasn't for it.
Right.
But she wasn't. I don't know. I just think both of them kind of suck.
Just because you have a right to feel a certain way and do a certain thing doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. I have a right to say, you know what, I'm done with my dog and just go drop her off at the park and let someone else take her. It's not the right thing to do. I have the right to walk over to a handicapped guy and go, hey, everyone, get a load of this retard. It's not the right thing to do, right? So just because you have the right to do something doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. And I think that's where we're caught up here. Yes, she absolutely has the right to say, go pound sand. She had the right to kick her out when she was 18. Doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. And I think that's the problem when you talk about societal decay in the West and the destruction of the family unit. We don't look at ourselves as a big family. We're way too individualistic. You're 19, bye-bye, see you later, go figure it out on your own. And you don't see that in Hispanic families. You don't see that in Asian families. You don't see that in, what were you going to say?
I wouldn't know if this would be a different story if she was like 25, 26 with a husband and in a stable relationship. I wouldn't know if she would be okay with it. Yeah.
If I would?
No, if she would be okay. I wouldn't know if she was like married in a stable relationship and was like, hey, my husband just lost his job.
Yeah.
Can we move in
Yeah.
while I'm pregnant and having the baby?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, everything's context, right? Everything's context. You got to find the happy medium between being an enabler and helping your kid out when they're having some problems. That's the problem. Is I'm all for the pull yourself up by the bootstraps mentality to an extent, but we get too far into this individualism thing where that means no one can take help from anybody else. You're an adult, figure it out on your own. We're not going to help you at all. And it's like I said, that's every other part of the world looks at this this wouldn't even be on the table anywhere else in the world. And despite poor economic conditions, lack of opportunity in those parts of the world, those families stay together a lot more often than they do over here. And it's the mentality is the reason why. So, okay. All right, here we go. This account was deleted. That must mean it's a good one. Am I the asshole for telling my sister her son will be a murderer? I can see why the account was deleted. My sister, 36, called me 34 to ask if my kids could come over to play since it's spring break, but I immediately declined that offer. My sister has a son, 6. He is what you will call a unique kid because he finds everything cool. The reasons why my kids don't go over to her house is because her son likes to hurt animals. Oh, nice. I remember a time when my kids were at her house. Her son smashed a frog with a big rock. Just imagine what it looked like, because when I saw it, I threw up. He's done things like this. So, side note, I remember my brother, he wasn't a serial killer. This was him being an idiot. When he was little, we caught these toads at the lake. Thank God they didn't give us warts. But we caught these toads at the lake, and he wanted to keep the toad. It was summer, he wanted to keep the toad. So what he did was he put it in this plastic bucket outside. So he put it in this plastic bucket outside of our cousin's house that we were spending the night at. And son came up because he was just trying to keep it there. It was his pet. And it exploded from the heat. It was like it was in a microwave. So I have seen that. I know what it looks like. No, he wasn't trying to torture and hurt animals. He was just an idiot. This is the same kid that when our grandpa told him to put the Nintendo DS, to clean his Nintendo DS off, he stuck it under the fucking faucet like an idiot. Surprised he didn't put it in the dishwasher too. So he's done things like this many times, hurting animals. The kid in the story. We're back to the story. We're not talking about my brother anymore. And not getting consequences for it. Her son received a cat for his 5th birthday, and the next day it was found dead in the backyard. Oh yeah, he's going to be a serial killer. This isn't even up for discussion. The only thing that will stop this kid from being a serial killer, well, there's 2 things. It is him getting killed before he can kill anybody, or him getting caught after he only kills the first person, because you got to have multiple victims to be a serial killer. He does a lot of weird stuff at this age. That's not weird. Weird is picking your nose and eating it. That's demented, is what that is. That's sadistic. He likes to hit girls and always gets sent home. He was sent home because he stabbed someone with a pencil because they wouldn't give up the toy he wanted. Am I overreacting about this? No. In fact, you're underreacting because you haven't called CPS yet. I don't give a shit if it's your sister. You have to, for the safety of everyone else, you have to call someone that can go evaluate this kid and figure, it's not the mom's fault, but someone has to do something. What are you going to say?
And I don't know if it's an edit at the end of the story. Did you finish it yet?
No, we're not done yet.
Oh, okay. Because they did call CPS.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
My sister said the cat probably got out and was attacked by raccoons. Yeah, you keep justifying that. Yeah, I'm sure the raccoons grabbed it by the neck and strangled it too, right? Yeah. Did you not examine the body? So it says, my sister said the cat probably got out and was attacked by raccoons, but I didn't believe it Because when I asked my nephew if he was sad, he said no, and that's what it deserved. I can't believe I'm scared of a 6-year-old. Holy shit! This is Ted Bundy Jr. Oh my God! That is why my kids are not allowed to go to her house, because I don't want them learning that behavior. But yeah, I don't blame you. No, it's not. They're not going to learn that behavior. He's just going to start killing them. But my kids don't like what he does anyway. Some of my family doesn't want my sister around because of her son, and she isn't seeing the problem we do. Okay, so if everyone doesn't want to be around your son, it might be a good idea to get your son evaluated. My sister sees no problem and says he's just a kid trying to have fun. If his version of fun is torturing small animals, not okay. I also believe it's the father's fault too, because he kills animals for fun with his friends. In their house, they have a deer head that he shot. No, that's not the same thing. Not the same thing at all. Shooting a wild animal that you're going to use for meat to feed your family for sustenance is not the same thing, even remotely close to torturing animals for pleasure. I've never met a single hunter that enjoyed killing the animal. I've never met a single hunter that enjoyed that. Not even close to the same. This is city people being idiots. Not even remotely close to the same thing. I want to make that clear. I don't think killing animals is something kids should be doing for fun. I told my sister if she doesn't get him help, he will be a future murderer. I edit that I'm not going to get this much feedback, but thank you. I will be calling CPS tomorrow, and after that, there isn't much I can do, so I will call CPS, and that's it. I'm leaving it alone after that and cutting contact with my sister. I can't force her, so she will have to help him on his own. Yeah, I mean, Collins, that's the only thing you can do, and you can do an anonymous tip here. But no, your children should be nowhere near this kid. You should be nowhere near this kid. You should make sure that when this kid gets, into his teenage years, that he doesn't know where you live, where your kids go to school, anything like that. Because typically with people like this, they work their way up, and they more often than not violate family members first. So that's where we go. All right. We on to the next one?
Yep.
On to the left. You have anything you want to add to that? That's honestly my greatest fear.
Yeah.
Is my kids torturing small animals. 'Cause
Yeah.
what do you do at that point?
No, I mean, you just get them evaluated.
Put them away
because
forever.
At that point something's wrong with them.
Yeah,
that is like the first sign.
Every serial killer.
Something's wrong.
That's truly my greatest fear, because it's not anything you could change as a parent. There's something wrong with how their brain's wired.
Yeah.
Right. Can't we kill them? What good are they gonna do? Can't we kill them? Like,
they're still young.
Lethal injection, something like that. How many success stories have started out with, when I was 8, I drowned the family dog, and now I run a Fortune 500 company?
I actually did read a story where the guy drowned their family cat.
On purpose?
Yeah.
And he turned out okay?
Stuffed him in the attic.
He turned out okay?
Yeah. Well, he said he turned out okay. He's like, I'm fine right now, but
right now, he's gonna snap any moment.
He's like,
the bodies that are hidden in the insulation in that guy's house say otherwise.
He's like, it just haunts me sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, no, that guy's... Yeah, I don't believe that. Okay. That's probably some weirdo with his hand in his pants writing that, too. I wonder what half of these are that. All right, here we go. XM Zeep. Am I the asshole for calling my dad a pedophile? Oh, we were talking because the thing on Modern Family. Yeah, yep. Okay, that we were watching. The author is 15. The dad is 38. My dad just dropped a huge bomb. He's dating the daughter of his friend. Now, the problem is, the friend is 38. The friend's daughter is 16. Okay. A friend he used to date, too. She isn't happy about it, I can imagine. So there was probably a grooming situation going on there. And neither are their mutual friends. He vented about it to me, saying they're being unfair to him. I said, what did you expect, Jacob Black? I don't know. What's the reference there?
Twilight.
Oh, what's that?
Because Edward and Bella had a daughter, and Jacob, the werewolf, he imprinted on Edward and Bella's daughter, And so basically, when you imprint on someone, it's like you're like their lifelong like soulmate. So you're gonna like be with them forever and like marry them and stuff.
Another
So
reason I don't watch those movies.
Jacob Black, who is like a 16-year-old, imprinted on a little baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's weird. Where's the silver bullet when you need it? Mom made us watch both of those movies with her back when they were together, so he got the reference. Okay. As he went on about how he did nothing wrong and told me he is going to give them a piece of his mind, I told him people wouldn't listen to a pedophile. That was when he snapped to me. He quickly got in my face and said that it's pedophilia if the girl is prepubescent, but this girl is already 16 and I shouldn't slander it. So that's the typical mark of a pedophile, is when they correct you on the semantics of people that are attracted to minors. Actually, it's only a pedophile if they're under 13. That's how you know you found a pedophile. Is when they're big on this. If your relationship requires semantics to justify in any way, shape, or form, there's probably something wrong with it. We'll put it. I think that's a safe assessment there. That she's over the age of consent where we live, and he hasn't done anything wrong. Yeah, so that's the problem with this. Is it's not like they woke up on her 16th birthday and both of them were like, yeah, let's start dating each other. He dated this woman, so he's probably exposed to this girl at a young age, much younger than 16. Also, side note, I don't care what the age of consent is. That's still creepy. It's still not acceptable. I don't care if they really did just wake up on her 16th birthday and were like, you know what? We should get together. Still creepy. Just a side note. It's like I said, just because you have a right to do something doesn't mean you should always do it, right? But clearly there was a grooming thing going on probably from a young age. So yeah, your dad's a piece of shit. I think we should hang him from a rope in the town center and leave his body there with the word pedophile spray painted in red ink for a couple of weeks so everyone can see what happens when you act on those emotions. Is that a good wrap up? That a good way to end the show? Do you have anything you wanted to add?
Nope.
We got some Twilight lore.
Yeah. Got some Twilight mixed in there.
Twilight lore, pedophilia, baby mama drama.
Shit sheets.
Shit sheets, yep. And serial killers.
Perfect.
Sounds like a good way to end the show here. All right,
Yep.
That's been our show. Shout out to our other sponsors, drinkbloodofTyrants.com, Blood of Tyrants wine, their red wine, their white Merlot, Tears of Tyrants wine, or the Liquid Freedom energy drink. All available, drinkbloodofTyrants.com, promo code BASED, B-A-S-E-D, like the title of the show. That's going to save you 10% off your order at the checkout. drinkbloodofTyrants.com, promo code BASED, B-A-S-E-D, like the title of the show. Saves you 10% off your order at the checkout. All right, that's been our show. We will see you all on Wednesday for the midweek check-in. Until then, cheat on your taxes, not your spouse. And if you do cheat on your spouse, don't do it with your friend's 16-year-old daughter. That's really creepy. And as always, stay based.